Hi, I'm the Scrub and you're here for one reason. Themis, I know that you want to contain the creatures within the facility, but there has to be a better way to start than cleaning out the waterways. I'm not Mario, I don't do plumbing. Have you seen a toilet anywhere? Nobody poops in this world! Fine, I'll deal with this creature.
Yeah, too dangerous to be released into the world, but sure, let's put it into a facility where if it breaks free, it kills everyone.
Fucking sound reasoning there, can't fault it at all. Time to learn about Asphodelos, the second circle. Simplified. When you pull the boss, the wall will be illuminated with a blue glow. Touching this wall in any way will instantly kill you. Murky Depths is a room-wide AoE. Doubled Impact is a stacking tank buster. Tanks, you can take this by yourself, but you'll need to make sure that you mitigate appropriately. Hippokampus will move into the middle of the room and cast Spoken Cataract. This will have the body face one way with an orange marker around it, and the head face another way with a red marker around it. The head with the red marker will cleave the half of the arena in the direction that the head is facing. So look up and take note of which direction the red arrow is pointing and move behind the head to avoid this cleave. At the same time, the body with the orange marker will have a straight line AoE in the direction that the orange arrow is pointing. This AoE will go through the boss, but will only be as wide as the inside of the grates on the floor. So if the head and body are perpendicular to each other, you just need to get to the grates on the opposite side of the head to avoid both AoEs. And if the head and body are facing opposite directions entirely, then you'll need to get to the opposite side of the head, but then get to the sides of the body to avoid both AoEs. Getting hit by either of these AoEs will give you a Vuln stack. Spoken Cataract will repeat. After another room-wide AoE, Hippokampus will cast Sewage Deluge. This is a room-wide AoE that will also create an AoE that will elevate the water level to cover the entire arena except for the grates and the 4 slightly raised areas. The AoE will linger with the aforementioned water. This will give you a persistent dropsy dot tick for as long as you stand in it, which will change to a 12-second undiscernible dropsy dot tick when you get out of the water. The cast of Tainted Flood will give 6 players a point-blank AoE. Just spread out around the grates and the raised area of the arena to avoid overlapping these AoEs. Predatory Sight will give every player a red triangle above their head and a debuff called Mark of Easy Prey. This is a don't be alone marker. As long as you are stacked with at least one other player, you've completed the mechanic. If you don't stack up with at least one other player, you'll get a Vuln stack. The Hippocampus will turn to one of the raised platforms and cast Shockwave. This will be a knockback from the middle of this platform. You'll have to position yourself to be knocked down the grates towards one of the adjacent raised platforms or use knockback immunity to nullify the push. If you don't position yourself properly, you could be knocked into the water or even knocked into the wall. After this mechanic finishes, the water will subside and the arena will return to normal. Hippocampus will cast Disassociation. This will cause its head to disconnect from its body and appear on the north side of the arena. The head will cleave one half of the arena in a straight line AoE in front of it. Just move to the other side of the arena to avoid the AoE from the head. If you get hit by this AoE, you'll get a Vuln stack. The cast of Coherence will put a flare marker on a tank and a stack marker on a random party member. The tank that has the flare marker needs to get away from the rest of the party while everyone else needs to stack up as best they can. This will hurt if these markers aren't far enough apart, but as long as the targeted players are on opposite sides of the boss, you should be okay. During the next Sewage Deluge with the raised water level, there can be a cast of Sewage Eruption which will create medium-sized AoEs underneath the feet of random players. This will happen 3 times back to back, so make sure that you keep moving around the arena. You'll get a Vuln stack per AoE that you are hit by. There can also be a Disassociation cast while Sewage Deluge is happening. This will be followed by a Shockwave cast on one of the raised platforms. You'll have to make sure that you are knocked across the arena into the safe zone or knocked down the grates to stay in the safe zone, or use knockback immunity to nullify the push and avoid the cleaving head. During the next Disassociation cast with a clear floor, there will be another Sewage Eruption, so make sure that you dodge around all of the AoEs and remain on the safe side. The Hippocampus will overlap and repeat mechanics until it has been defeated. Congratulations, you have completed the second circle. My name is the Scrub. Thank you for watching.